All right, let's get cooking. Welcome to the latest edition of Chin Check Sports Radio. I'm your host, JD. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to join us. And as always, we welcome any suggestions, feedback, comments, and criticism, which improves the quality of our program, which ultimately improves your listening experience. Before we get started, we want to send all of you our thank yous for your tremendous support. People are slowly but surely finding out about who we are and what we do. They appreciate and respect the passion with which we speak. And as we say all the time, we do this because we love it, and we're simply sharing our passions with you all as we continue to build our listening army to take over the world. 2021 Dallas Cowboys Week 5, a 44-20 victory over NFC East rival, the visiting New York Football Giants. Let's jump right into our stats here. Quarterback Dak Prescott, 22 of 32 attempts, 302 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Running back Ezekiel Elliott, 21 carries, 110 yards. Backup running back Tony Pollard, 14 carries, 75 yards. And Zeke did have that 1 touchdown passing and also 1 running. Wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, 4 catches, 84 yards, 1 touchdown. Dalton Schultz, 6 catches, 79 yards. Amari Cooper, 3 catches, 60 yards, and 1 touchdown. On the defensive side, Micah Parsons, who can be a possible candidate for defensive rookie of the year. 8 total tackles, 6 solo. Jaron Kearse, 7 total tackles, 4 solo. Malik Hooker, 6 total tackles, 3 solo. Leighton Vander Esch, 5 total tackles, 4 solo, 1 tackle for a loss. Keanu Neal, 5 total tackles, 3 solo. Trayvon Diggs, 5 total tackles, 3 solo, 1 interception. Damontae Kazee, 3 total tackles, 3 solo. Anthony Brown, 2 total tackles, 2 solo, 1 interception, and 1 return for a touchdown. And folks, this boy Trayvon Diggs, the boy is bad. And Jabril Cox, another rookie, 1 total tackle, 1 solo. And when it gets to that, why is that 1 tackle, why is that even significant? The Cowboys really started off slow in the first quarter with 2 turnovers, 2 bad turnovers. They really started putting the pedal to the metal really in the second quarter. Giants decimated by injuries, but let me say this about injuries. During the 2020 season, when the Dallas Cowboys were ravaged by injuries, no one had any sympathy or compassion for us. They laughed at every beating that we got last year. So again, I never ever want to see players get hurt because this is their livelihood. But by that same token, injuries are part of the game, and there was no sympathy for the Dallas Cowboys last year. So therefore, I have no sympathy for other teams as well as their fan base because they had no sympathy for us. So your players get hurt. Now you're saying what we dealt with all last year. Too bad, so sad. Moving right along. Now that tackle that I talked about earlier from linebacker Jabril Cox was on quarterback Daniel Jones, who had 3 minutes left to go in the first half. Giants are down. They're trying to turn the tide because again the Cowboys have now started to really assert themselves in this game, and I thought they were playing around too much in the first quarter. Danny Dimes rolls out, and the speed by Jabril Cox, just plants Daniel Jones. Now you can say he was also met by the corner, but being that he was a running back, Jabril Cox may be a helmet-to-helmet hit, but at this point he is a running back, not a quarterback, and he gets blasted. And I immediately saw with Daniel Jones, when he picked himself up off the field turf, you saw the spit coming out of his mouth, and he literally knocked the spit out of Daniel Jones. And then you saw Daniel Jones wobbling and almost fell. Clearly it was a concussion, who had to be carted off the field. Those things happen in football. It wasn't intentional. Those things happen. Hopefully he's going to be okay, but literally knocked the spit out of him. Now, Jabril Cox, that's a player who was kind of drafted under the radar, 4th round out of LSU, while Micah Parsons got all the attention. We in Cowboys Nations knew that there was a player in Jabril Cox who played at the highest level at LSU, Of course, I believe he went to North Dakota State, so of course there was some red flags there, and this guy might be a steal. And even looking at his speed to catch Daniel Jones as he was running towards the outside to make it to the end zone, to stop that play, it really said a lot. Again, this is another building block for the future, as the Cowboys had released linebacker Jalen Smith, and we'll get to that in a second. Really, what is there really to talk about? I did have another issue with Ezekiel Elliott high stepping to the end zone. Now, I give Zeke credit. He came down, whether he fell on the pylon camera or the tip of the first down marker. I mean, Zeke was down, and of course there was some concern there, but he gets up. An excellent play design where they almost fake the pitch, fake the toss. Zeke rolls out. He catches a wide open pass. And instead of just sprinting to the end zone, he high steps a little bit, starts hot dogging it. As he sees the Giants linebacker starting to make his way to him, then he sprints into the end zone. That's not what I want to see. You get the ball, we'll do all our celebrating once you get in the end zone. So that's something I would definitely have a talk with Zeke about. But other than that, what is there really to say? 0 sacks from our defense, and when people were texting me throughout the game, I'm not one of these fans who just say, hey, we won the game, we blew them out, and wins tend to mask some of your sins. Yes, I'll say it again. Wins tend to mask some of your sins, and they can come back and bite you. Even though, yes, Randy Gregory seemed to be having his way with the Giants tackle, but there were 0 sacks by the Cowboys defense. So even with the Trayvon Diggs interception, even with the Anthony Brown interception late in the game, even I was saying this as I was texting on the fans throughout the game, I said, where is our pass rush? Even the play that Trayvon Diggs made the outstanding interception, where was the pass rush? So again, we're not going to ignore that. 0 sacks today by the Cowboys defense. That's not what I want to see, especially when we're talking about a team who have playoff aspirations. I'm going to keep it subtle and not say Super Bowl playoff aspirations. I need to see more of a consistent pass rush, and I need to see some sacks. It's just that simple. So other than that, starting off slow against a divisional opponent. Again, they are a divisional rival. Games are always tough. So those are the things that we want to see by putting a team away who is getting ravaged by injuries, where players are getting carted off the field. The Giants' best weapon was rookie wide receiver Kadarius Toney, and who decided to throw a punch, and he was disqualified from the game. So it's, they have a lot to clean up over there. That's none of our business. And let me say this. My phone has not been ringing as much. Other Giants fans and my people back in New Jersey, I know you're hearing this. Some of my buddies, John, Ray, I know you're listening. My phone has been awfully quiet. My phone, I'm not getting those messages and texts and phone calls like I was getting last year when the Cowboys were getting beat from pillar to post. And this goes to a lot of other football fans. My phone, again, has been awfully quiet. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I haven't heard too much from other football fans this year. So again, something's just amiss, where you're winning ball games, all of a sudden your phone doesn't quite ring anymore. So I just find that funny. But moving right along, Cowboys getting put this one in the back pocket as part of now expanding to a 17-game season. The Cowboys are traveling to New England to play the Patriots. Now, I'm not so quick to say it's going to be an easy win against the Patriots, because even though, yes, they lost against Tom Brady, they played a spectacular game. And I can make an argument they did a better job defensively against the Buccaneers than the Cowboys did in Week 1. Again, but that maybe had a lot to do with the coach knowing all of Tom Brady's weaknesses, and for not a missed field goal, the Patriots, they could have won that game. Folks, we owe the Patriots one. Folks, let me give you some real numbers here. The Dallas Cowboys have not beaten the New England Patriots since December 15, 1996. Let me say this again in case you missed that, so you don't have to go ahead and rewind this. The last time the Dallas Cowboys have beaten the New England Patriots was December 15, 1996. Folks, that is a month after Bill Clinton won re-election. He wasn't even inaugurated for his second term yet. That is the last time the Dallas Cowboys have beaten the New England Patriots. So something has to give. Something really has to give. And I'm talking about games in 2003. They were shut out. This was when Bill Parcells coached against Bill Belichick and Quincy Carter was a quarterback. They were shut out, and the Patriots ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. The Cowboys went to the playoffs, and that was Bill Parcells' first year. They played in 2007. Cowboys had that great 13-3 team. The Patriots had possibly the greatest offense of all time, on their way to having an undefeated regular season. Trounced the Cowboys in Dallas. I believe that was week 5 or week 6. There was that talk of the Cowboys playing the Patriots again in the Super Bowl. Of course, that was derailed because they lost in the divisional round to the New York Giants, who went on to upset the aforementioned Patriots that year. They played in 2011 where Tom Brady led a great comeback victory against the Dallas Cowboys in New England. 2015, they get blown out by New England because that's the season that Tony Romo, he broke his clavicle and he was out for the season. In 2019 was when Dak and Zeke and company traveled to New England, and I don't want to say famously or not so famously, where Stephon Gilmore held Amari Cooper to 0 catch, and the Cowboys lost that game, I believe, 13-9. And so we owe the Patriots one. Put this one in the back pocket. The travel on the road. Do not expect an easy crowd, an easy win. I expect the Cowboys to handle business against the Patriots next week. So again, covering the Cowboys. This is Chin Check Radio. Until the next time, signing out.